Mane kamalaki kamasuku. Umlisa wami engusidini kaSheleni kaMoyo. Usobhuku wami engumama uMaria Nyoni. Ngizakulethulela inkonzo. Ngivumelani ngikhulume, ngivumelani nginyakaze, ngivumelani ngikhwaze, ngibolekeni indlebe zenu. Kambe kuyini lokho engikubona ngamehlo ami? Kumbe ngiyaphupha? Hachibo, angilalanga impela ngikhangele. Yimiduli le ecwebezela kangaka. Yeyeni bantu, wazenza izimanga umntwana womlungu, wasibisela emasikweni ethu. Phakamani bomama, bambanani, ayithengwa ngemali, idinga izandla zakho nje kuphela. Hiya makhosikazi. Ithuba ngelenu, isiko ngelenu, limbambe ngezandla zonke ucomba, lingambeki phansi. Phakamani manina, naso imiduli iyacwebezela, amaguma ayabukeka, lingalibeki phansi isiko lenu. Ongela kuqedisisa ngocomba, asibuyeleni emahlukaneni endlela, siyobuza indlela yenhle yasemandulo. Halala, siyakubonga mntwana womlungu, wayilonda indaba endala, wayimba yembeka, wayiletha ebantwini, namhlanje siyaziqhenya siko lethu eselichaphe inlwandle lezindlandlekazi. Siyakubonga Vero, siyakuphakamisa ntombi, sithi phakama ntombi endala, halala.
It is my great pleasure that I stand before you today at the 10th prize giving ceremony of my Beautiful Home project in Matobo. It was founded in August 2014 by Ekhaya Gaya, represented here by Veronique and her board members, in collaboration with the National Gallery of Zimbabwe in Bulawayo and Amagugu International Heritage Center. The My Beautiful Home project was born out of a pressing need to document and preserve the dying arts of traditional heart painting and decoration, which the women of Matobo were already doing as part of their culture. From its inception, the project set forth very ambitious objectives, some of which were to empower the women of Matobo by recognizing and promoting their skills in traditional home building and decorating, as well as to increase community awareness of the socio-economic value of their work. Over the years, we have seen the beautiful passing down of these skills from the older generation to the younger generation. Where we started only with 30 participants, we grew to 300, 400, 800 to 1,000 participating women, and some of them the younger generation. This also ensured that these rich cultural skills of cultural expressions endure for future generations and not just die with our elders. In 2018, we published the book titled Preservation of Ndebele Art and Architecture, which was generously supported by the US Embassy. This vital resource documents our rich artistic heritage and served as a testament to our commitment to preserving the values and stories that define us as a community of Matobo, as a community of the Ndebeles, and as a community of Zimbabwe. With the support of the German Embassy, the My Beautiful Home project has expanded into several exciting initiatives. One such initiative is From Hearts to Pots, which creatively blends traditional art with contemporary crafts. This project explores how the beauty of our cultural heritage as Matobo community can be transformed into functional arts, enriching our homes and lives. Should you be interested in any of those posts, they are available at the gallery, at Orange Elephant, and some of the other outlets for sale if you have not bought one yet. In the spirit of creativity, we must also recognize our beloved Buddy Bear, affectionately called Chomi. For those of you who have not met Chomi, sure it's there at the embassy in Harare. We have Chomi's cousin at the gallery, whom we'll be unveiling very soon. So wait for the invitation to see Chomi's cousin if you haven't met Chomi himself. Chomi stands as a symbol of community affection and unity among diverse cultures. Through this project, the women have painted. Another project that the women have done through the support of the German embassy is to paint the walls of several institutions, including the Gyros Jury under the City Council of Bulawayo, the Zimbabwe German Society, as well as the Alliance Française in Harare. As soon as the walls of the National Gallery of Zimbabwe in Bulawayo are completed, the women would also be painting those walls at Bulawayo. So if you do find time to walk around in Bulawayo, soon you'll be seeing a wall decorated by the Matopos women at the gallery. And currently, our women are participating in the Matobo Girls Fashion Project, still supported by the German Embassy, which is showcasing how our traditional motifs and designs can inspire modern fashion. It's such a big and exciting initiative. We're also overwhelmed and excited about it. We can't wait to show it off to you. So this initiative not only revitalizes our cultural expressions, but it also creates economic opportunities for the women and the participating young artists who are the designers, the graphic illustrators, graphic designers, photographers, and so much more, proving that tradition and innovation can go well hand in hand, as we have seen. There are so many projects that the women are currently engaged in under the Matobo Girls Fashion Project. I can go on and on, but as we get to interact with the women, you'll get to find out more what they are working on. As we celebrate these initiatives today, let us remember that our traditional heart paintings and decorations are not merely art. They are profound reflections of our identity as Matobo people, as Ndebele people, as people of Zimbabwe. They are also a reflection of our history. The Patisa has written some books around the symbolism of the motifs of Bhudaza, why the women do it. So there's a lot that can be explained about our culture, our history, what it means to us as a people, and why we continuously celebrate it. And please get the books. They're also available at the gallery should you want to read more and understand more about what we do, how and why the women do what they do. And it also a reflection of our aspirations. We all want to make money out of this at the end of the day. The women want to make money. We want our people to know what we're doing, but at the same time, we also want to be rewarded as artists for what we do, because it is our work, it is our full-time job as the women. It also connects us to our past and inspire our future. The fact that we have women, young women taking part in the competition, in the painting, it means that this heritage, this culture, this skill will not be lost. The fact that there are institutions taking part in promoting and preserving it, it means it will not be lost. I will not mention the sponsors because I know the next speaker will also mention them in detail, but we fully appreciate the support of the corporates here who are fully appreciating how art is important in our society with the support that they've given us.
Nifuna ugulibonga yemi tomba yenu emiten isitwele umrabawonke. This is a 10th anniversary, so we have sponsors following us since 2014, and we want to thank them. And we have new sponsors, and we want also to thank them, but we never have enough. It seems like we like to grow. So we started with 30 homesteads in 2014, and now there's over 800 homesteads in the competition. So it's a big right. So I'm calling Homestead, please, Mr. Kiefer or Mr. Justin Steinbock. I'm calling Mrs. Toko and Lovu for Congo. Toko and Lovu Congo. Mrs. Lily Milne from Freight Consultants. Mrs. Ibusiso Mube. Where is she? She's not here. Oh, here. Oh, please come. And And I think from the very beginning, these companies have sponsored us, and Alliance Française, from the very beginning. Mr. Christian Barclay. Yes, I think I haven't forgotten every. So just let me, I'm thanking all the sponsors, okay, all of them, but these ones have followed us from the very beginning. So a big thank you to you, and let's try to carry on this way. Please carry on this way. So thank you. Can we have? Society with you know, all of Gavin Stevens here. We have, oh, I'm going to forget them all. I didn't make a list. Thank you for the US embassies. Thank you for the German embassies. Thank you for Hamara Pharma. And yes, well, they are all here this year. And then we have friends all around the world, from USA to Germany to France. You got the page of the friends? Okay, never mind. And you know, everybody is trying just to. This competition is spread, and it's a big success now. Where's Tembi? I want to thank you also the team, my team. Oh, can you all come? Simon, Lucy, where are you hiding? Come, Simon, Somanla, Sikulile, Buyalapa. Nobesuto, where's Nobesuto? She's not here. Sydney Moyo, our head man, Sydney Moyo. So, thank you so much. This is a team. Without them, we can't do anything. And thank you, Tembi, for cooking. Beautiful cake to celebrate our anniversary. Thank you, Dot Baker, because for a few years she's been volunteering and doing a great job, and she's now doing a great job in the Ward 15 community. So I'm not going to forget someone. Have I forgotten somebody?
No.
Louis and Lovu! Yes! Thank you, Louis. Louis is always so positive and so easy to work with. He's a wonderful man, and he's the best, one of the best drummers in Africa. So he's going to show you later. And why? Thank you for the village heads also. Thank you for Eunice, the other headman. And yes, thank you. Now we're going to call two ladies. One Tokozile Dube, and the other one is Simangaliso from Ward and Lobu from Ward 16. Come, please.
Yes, please.
It is so good to be with you this morning. I want to start by saying a few words about Veronique, because no one has thanked her yet. And there's a very funny story that we can tell you all about her involvement here. Those of you who live in Whitewaters and in Gulati and near Injelele know that every March there are a wild group of people who ride through here on their mountain bikes. And Veronique, many years ago, was involved in that race, and it is meant to be a race. It is a 3-day race across the Matopos, starting at Maleme, coming through here, going through the national park, going back to Maleme, going down to Tuli, and ending up in the eastern Matopos. And it is meant to be a race. You're meant to get in as quickly as you can. But Veronique started riding this, and she came across these houses. And she kept stopping and taking photographs of the houses. And the organizers of the race they said, "Where's Veronique?" She was meant to be in here hours ago. But I believe that that is what started her involvement in this. And she saw 10 years ago what we now see. She's not the creator. She is not the artist. But she is the marketeer. And that is what is so important, because she saw not just your wonderful art, ladies, but she also saw your spirit. Those of us who ride through the Matopos, and I'm privileged to be one of those who ride through most weekends, we not only see your wonderful art, but we see your spirit. We see that even in the difficult circumstances that you face, even the poverty that you experience. And this year, ambassadors, I need to say, in the drought and in the hunger that many of your families are experiencing, you produce this world-class art, this world-class representation of your history and your culture. And it is simply wonderful. And so we thank Veronique and all the sponsors and all of those involved who have taken the glory of your work and brought it to us and brought it to the world. And that's what I want to end speaking about today. Somebody mentioned you need money, and it's true. And since I've become mayor of the City of Kings and Queens, I've been wondering, how do we reinvent the city? How do we reimagine the city? How do we get industry going in our city? And one of the key elements is tourism. It is a fact at present that most tourists coming to Zimbabwe go to Victoria Falls and they might pass through Harare. Very few tourists come to Bulawayo. Very few tourists come to the Matopos. It is completely under-marketed. And yet the Matopos is a World Heritage Site. The Matopos is one of the most beautiful places I have ever been to anywhere in the world. I know I'm biased, but it's true. But the Matopos is also an area of deep historical significance, deep cultural and artistic significance, with our rock art and our white rhinos, and the fact that King Mzilikazi is buried here, and other people like Cecil John Rhodes. It should be one of our major tourist resorts. And that's where I come to your art, Mama. What this is today is the start. Because your art is not known to the whole world yet. Minister, we have to devise means of ensuring that the world can get to see this art. And it's difficult, we know. I'm a mountain biker, as I said. I have seen the glory of this because every weekend when we go out, we ride through, and Veronique has pinpointed every single home. I think every one of the 800 now, almost. We know exactly where they are. We have their location statistics. And we can map using modern technology to take people on mountain bikes or horseback or even walking to see these houses. But I believe that we need to take it beyond mere looking at houses. I believe that there is a potential for houses to be opened up for people to stay, to get the full cultural experience. And then, of course, for secondary art, our weavers and our painters to be able to sell more of their art. If we go to the curio stand near Rhodes's grave, it is totally undersubscribed, Minister. We should have hundreds, if not thousands, of tourists buying that art, buying this culture. And so I want to end by congratulating you. I'm mhlophe. I'm mhlophe. Please keep it up, Mum. Please keep your wonderful spirit, your hospitality. You know, when we ride through, we just see smiles. We feel warmth. And tourists love warmth and smiles. They love the peace, the deep-rooted peace of this area. And so my hope in the next 10 years, that in 10 years' time, we will see hundreds, if not thousands, of tourists coming to this area, seeing what you do, raising your income, helping to pay for the school fees of your children and to clothe your children and to give us a new future together. Siyabonga.
Mr. Watson is now retired, but he was one of the directors at Trigger. And before we became family, because now we are family, before we even knew each other, he decided to sponsor the competition. So thank you so much. So this is
okay. That was a great relief. I thought I'd have to make a speech, and of course, I'm not prepared to, which would be normal anyway. But thank you, Veronique, and congratulations again to all these lovely ladies and their hard work. Thank you.
I'd like to first of all congratulate My Beautiful Home on achieving 10 years. That's a wonderful achievement. I'm mhlophe. Well done to you all. 31 years ago, the Matobo Conservation Society started work on having the Matobo Hills declared a World Heritage Site, and this goal was achieved 21 years ago. The hills were declared a cultural landscape as UNESCO recognized not just the natural heritage, but also the rich culture and history of the area. In recognizing the many cultural facets of the hills, UNESCO gave us a challenge to protect our heritage for the benefit of the world's citizens, both for today and for tomorrow. It is very pertinent that while UNESCO recognized 15,000 years of artistic talent in which the original inhabitants painted the interior of their homes, the caves, and left with us one of the greatest rock art painting collections in the world, that today we meet with a relatively new art form in this ancient landscape that still paints our homes. Whilst the Matobo Hills is one of the longest settled areas in the human history, it has also given birth to much fine artwork. It certainly demonstrates the link that UNESCO sought to convey in declaring the hills a cultural landscape. The impact of the landscape on the evolution of mankind and the impact of mankind on this landscape. Both the Stone Age painter and our ladies today have made use of the natural resources and substances to execute their art. Perhaps this evolution of art as we can see, marks most clearly the evolution of civilization from Stone Age to modern in a unique landscape. During the period when we were preparing for World Heritage status, I was interviewed by a Scandinavian gentleman, and he asked me a very pertinent question, one that I have not forgotten and which is very relevant to our people here. If we are a World Heritage Site, what happens to the folk that are living within the boundary? Do you seek to freeze their culture in the 19th century? Or are they allowed to develop and adopt to new technologies? This is a very real question. The World Heritage status would never seek to freeze a culture, nor deny the rights to the people who live within the site. And as the World Heritage status recognizes the evolution and change of cultures from Stone Age to modern man in the hills, so we must allow this culture to evolve. In recent years, there has been a marked change in home building within the hills. The old style of hut is being replaced by the modern, not quite as aesthetically pleasing, but no doubt an advantage to the homeowner. And this is going to be a challenge to this wonderful culture that you have established, because I have not seen any of the new homes painted in the manner of our old traditional homes. I only see the traditional home being painted. So how do we adapt this art to this new canvas if we are to keep this alive? I believe that it is a question that we should be addressing. It would be indeed a sad loss if this talent and art form was lost to us. But it also provides several opportunities, and I believe we will make advantage of those. I would like to add one challenge to the organizers, and I would appeal that they use their able platform in assisting to address the scourge of litter that we now have across the Matobo Hills. This was not the case 20 years ago. So why now? Why is there so much litter on our roads and in our areas? This is an evolution that we should resist. It's necessary that we resist this as a first vital step to protecting our environment. It is a privilege for us in the Matobo Hills to host a World Heritage Site. It should fill us with a sense of pride, and this is ably demonstrated in this annual program, wherein the pride we have in our homes, in our culture, and in our art can receive a global platform as part of the cultural landscape of the Matobo Hills. May I take this opportunity to again congratulate all those involved and to wish the 2024 contestants all the best in what is a very difficult year.
inspire the women who paint these huts and keep this heritage alive. So thank you for being here. I'm really delighted to be in Matopos today. This is my first time to this amazing area, and I can see where it gets its world-known reputation for being beautiful and unique in so many ways. I look forward to seeing more of it after this ceremony. I've only seen the pictures of the huts, but I'm looking forward to seeing them in real life and exploring more of this area this weekend. The last couple of days I've spent in Bulawayo meeting with our partners who work on us for health and livelihood programs, and it's really nice to see a cultural and artistic side of this important region. And of course, we completely support Mayor Coulthardt's efforts to bring more tourism to this area and improve livelihoods in that way as well. So the United States, through the U.S. Embassy's Ambassadors Fund for Cultural Preservation, has provided support to this organization and through the Friends of National Gallery in Bulawayo for the preservation of Ndebele art and architecture since 2016. The project researched the symbolism of the hut painting and led to the publication of the book that Veronique mentioned earlier, and a DVD, although I don't think people watch DVDs anymore. I believe the book is lasting. This has contributed to global research on hut painting, which we hope will make it even more popular and contribute to more tourism in this region. So congratulations to Amagugu, the National Gallery, Akayagaya on the 10-year anniversary, and for bringing so many stakeholders together to keep this ceremony alive, the awards alive, and keep the practice alive. And of course, I'm particularly grateful to the German Embassy and my colleagues from there who are picking up where we left off to keep this important cultural heritage going and funding the award ceremony today. So thank you all for having me, and I look forward to seeing the award ceremony.
Thank you, Ambassador Wetu. Thank you. Everything is mnandi today. Right.
Sorry, I have...
Good morning. In terms of peace, we believe in interacting. So we want to play these drums with you. The drums behind us. Faye, can you do the honors? And give the first three, and then going to... Yeah? Come on, Minister.
I've never played the drum. You are at home, right?
Right in front, in the middle of the drum. Bass in the middle of the drum with our right hand. And two. Now we alternate hands. We play with right hand, left. We go. 1, 2, 3. Still on the bass. 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Bass. And we go. Yabo. And 2. And bass in the middle of the drum, and go, and 2, and go, yabo, and go. we play on the edge of the drum using half of our palm. We are producing an open tone. So the bass is the tone, yeah? And on the edge of the drum, and 2, and 3. You see, you can now play drums. You are all now drums of this.
Just as well we didn't play individually.
Exactly. If you have a heartbeat, you can play the drum. No matter how old you are, or you can play the drum. So now the bass and the tone, we put it together. That's our My Beautiful Home rhythm, yeah? Together. Together. My beautiful home. Together. Tomba, tomba. Together. Tomba, tomba. And now we play it continuous. And we go. You see, we are rhythm now. And 4, 3, 2, 1, and now the kids go. Play 1, 2, 3, and go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Hey, hey! No, I want to go! Then Izanje Moyen and we clap. And Izanje Moyen and clap. Izanje Moyen and clap. Izanje Moyen and clap. Hands going back to our destinations and fly ahead. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Fly your hands in the air. Thank you.
Let me recognize omama abayibo esingabo lamhlanje lapha. The work that you do, you may never realize how important it is to us. I want to welcome you all to this function, but more broadly to Matobo. And for those of you who are new in Matobo, like the ambassadors and other colleagues accompanying them, I want to say a few things about Matobo. Unfortunately, I think the Mayor, David Coulter, has got a very sharp eye. I prepared some notes, and he said everything that I want to say. So, you know, yes, and by the way, he was at one point my minister. When he was Minister of Education, I was headmaster of schools in the constituency. This place is a very important place to us, those of us who live in this place. Particularly for me, Minanzalwa Konapa, Ward 17, this is my ward. This is where I come from. This is where I grew up. I grew up in these mountains, running around, sliding in the mountains. And I still cherish those moments. And this place is of significance in a number of ways. First, historical. The history of this country cannot be written and you leave out the word Matobo. First of all, because it is the cradle of the Umtwagas, the people that came from the southern part of the continent into this country. And this is where you find the founder of those people, Umziligazi. His grave is within these mountains. So that alone is cherished by the people of this area. This place is also historical because his son, who later on became King Lopengula, his capital, Bulawayo, for which you have to move from the new Bulawayo to the old Bulawayo. That's where Lopengula was. And we've been trying to revive it. We've done some work there to put back what it was, so that for historical and for tourist purposes, people can come and appreciate. This is the place where the name Rhodesia, from which we built Zimbabwe, came from. The founder of that name, who was Rose, Sisi John Rose. That's where he is buried here in the Matobo Hills. This is where you have the cradle of the spirituality of the people of this country, Njelele, just a few kilometers from here. So with all this historical significance, we value this place called Matobo. It is not only historical, but also cultural. This is where you find abattoir, the bushmen, the paintings that you see all over the caves in the midst of these mountains. So for that reason, it's very, very important. I used to call it, as I grew up, a little Canaan. Why? Because this is perhaps the only place in the country where you find a variety of so many wild fruits in one area. And if history has not changed, or if geography has not changed, this is the place in these mountains where we used to have, or we still have, the largest concentration of the leopard within a square kilometer. That is in the world. So I think we still hold that record. If not, I would like to know the holders of the new record. But we used to have the largest concentration of the leopard within these mountains in a square area, in a square kilometer area, as compared to anywhere else in the world. I know he spoke about the rhino, and so those are the heritage animals that we have in our area. And we'd like to thank you, the people of this area, for looking after this heritage. We don't take these rocks for granted. They are God-given, and they are a marvel. Some people elsewhere in the world never see these mountains, never see these animals. They only have to go to a zoo to see them. So I'm not sure if in America you still have wild animals, tremoids. A few, I think, yes. But we have them here in their natural habitat, and we are proud of that. And finally, this place is so artistic. Not only artistic because the women are painting their hearts, they are painting their faces, and reminding us of what we read in history, how our women looked like. Women have always been about beauty. Yeah? Yes, oh mama, uba muhle vele kufanele, and kodwa baba bali thengela ukuthi libe bahle. We would like our women to look beautiful, just like you are today. Thank you very much for keeping our culture, for protecting it, and for also transmitting it to our children. I'm sure those children who are here singing for us are learning something from you, and after you are gone, they're going to take over. And we also enjoy the perseverance of that culture. Ladies and gentlemen, my major task has been to introduce our guest speaker. Our guest speaker is someone that I have known, I think it must have been a year now. We first met when we were in Kariba. There was some work that the European Union is doing in Kariba. You know, we have issues around our water. There were issues around the integrity of the dam wall. The water was falling, it was affecting the integrity of the wall. And therefore, looking at the investment that was put into building that dam, it wasn't easy that people would reckon that one day that wall was going to collapse. So we're very thankful to the European Union who came in with some funding through Zambia. And because we own the property together, Zambia and Zimbabwe, we occasionally go monitor the progress. But now that, what do you call it? Yeah, the dam wall, then there's, yes, the plunge pool was then built so that as the water is coming out of the gates, it falls into the plunge pool and it does not disturb the strength of the wall. So we're together, they're celebrating that achievement. We also met several times. So he is a man that in his heart, I'm sure there is a place. The heart is divided into four. I think one of the areas is written Zimbabwe. So he has demonstrated that in several ways. Our history with Germany doesn't start now. It has been there even since independence. I know they were very much involved in water development in the country through funding to District Development Fund, DDF. They're also involved in engineering and mechanization of our systems. So we are very much privileged today to have the Ambassador Germany with us as the guest of honor in this very important event. He has a very difficult name, but I will try it. He's Udo Foltz. I will not go. I've done it. Thank you very much. It's my pleasure now to invite you to come and make your presentation, guest of honor. Thank you.
There's so much to celebrate and to acknowledge today. And I'd be tempted to repeat all the speeches that we've heard before, because there's so much importance in it and so much truth about this place and about the history, about the ladies, about you, your art, and your persistence and your creativity. And I would like to go back once again to Veronique, who, as David said, some time ago came across this culture and picked it up and couldn't let go, and kept going for these 10 years with Gaia, with the National Arts Gallery, Silenkosi, and with the place that is hosting us today, Amagugu, the International Culture Center. So these have been the important players supported by all those who have been mentioned before. I also would like to appreciate their support, because without them, all the sponsors, we wouldn't all be gathered here today and be so happy to celebrate these 10 years of conservation of this art, but not only, as we said, as we heard, not to freeze it, but to keep it alive and to allow your creativity to move wherever it wants to go. So we as the embassy, we're very fortunate at one stage to come in and to pick up where achievements had already made to a huge extent and to try to find our own contribution in this process. Katrin Simon, my colleague from the embassy, she came here almost 4 years ago for the first time, and she was fascinated by what she found. And it's been contagious, so she moved it on the virus of the hut paintings in the Matobo. So the idea that we had was to, what has been mentioned also before, to take it to other surfaces, let's say, onto other objects, to make it mobile. Because your huts are beautiful, but we can't take them so easily to other places for people to see. So that's when we did the first project together with the National Arts Gallery, which was to paint Chomi, the buddy bear, which has now these different patterns from Matobo. And then we did what we still may see today is from the huts to pots project. So you came to workshops to the gallery and you learned how to paint clay pots and give them your designs and make them, again, mobile. So we can take them to other places and sell them. And you have an income out of it. But also people to see who don't come here or haven't come here to see your designs on the clay pots. And we're very happy that, I think in January, the container went out with 15 pots from Matobo to Germany, and all the 15 have been sold, so they are gone. They're all in Germany. And we hope to see more of them to be shipped to Germany, but also to other places, hopefully. So huts to pots was a big step. Secondly, we then applied to our ministry, because they have a cultural heritage preservation program worldwide. Because we know what it means to lose heritage, to lose your culture, or to be threatened. So there's a program, we applied for it, and they quite generously gave us a good amount that we could now go into what has been mentioned before, to take the designs into fashion, so that you will see them on dresses, on trousers, on all kinds of pieces of art of a different kind, I would say. So this is something where also other people come in who are creative fashion designers. In Bulawayo, in Harare, they have had a look at designs and only selections, and they were enthusiastic to take them into their work and produce a new kind of your designs. Along this more than almost 3 years now that we have been working with you, with your art, and have been enjoying your presence whenever you came to our events, to our joint events, it's always important for us that the reference goes back to here, to Matobo. wherever your products, where designs go, that everybody knows this is where they come from, and it's you who have produced them, and who are those who have the rights on them also in a way. So that's also important in a legal matter, and I see the lawyer in front of me who knows what it means, legal matters and intellectual rights, property rights, cultural rights. It's important that wherever it goes, in whatever means, that the roots are always here and are always to be identified. Because these products go out from here into the country, and as I said, also into Germany, maybe other countries, that at some stage people will get curious where these items come from. And they will become so curious that they may hopefully contribute to what the mayor is dreaming of, that tourism will be increased. Because when you see something you like and you don't know where it comes from, and you get really caught by it, then you're curious. You want to go and see who are the creators, who are at the origin of the whole thing. And then they may come and see and have a look. And they will find more than only the hut paintings. They will find the drummers and the dancers and the other arts that you are creating still and preserving and continuing with. So this is the idea that we are following with our project. To take it to other areas, geographically, to Harare, to other places throughout the country, but also in the materials, in the objects that you're working on. And it's amazing to see how you did the workshops and you went on to clay pot painting. Then I heard from you the issue about the huts being painted, but not the houses being painted. So there is hope. Because there has been, maybe you have seen the Chiri Cultural Center. It's a house, it's not a hut. And it's been painted by some of the ladies in a beautiful manner. And we were so happy to pass by today and to see it's there in bright colors. Again, a new material, new paints, and we can enjoy it every day to see that. In the Goethe Center, the Zimbabwe German Society in Harare, when you go there now, you find walls with designs from Matobo. If you go to a very famous drummer who knows the region here as well, Mangoma, he has created a cultural center close to Harare in Domboshava. And this includes 13 huts. So when he heard from Katrin that we're working on this, he said, I must have them. I need this. So a delegation went for almost 2 weeks, I think, and they painted the 13 huts, and we went there for the handover of these. And it's just amazing. Also the blending between the people coming from here with the local people in Harare, in Domboshava in this case. So Mangoma is happy, and we are happy as well. So there's work to be done. Just this morning, Katrin got a message from a friend I talked to, who's a businessman in Harare, and he said, yes, we have this and these places in our compound. Please, bring them. We want to have it painted. And it's not going to be for free. I'm going to say this, what has been said before. It's not going to be free. It will be beautiful, but it has to be paid for, and you have to have your income out of this. This is necessary, and only like this you will move on, and it will give you, I guess, additional inspiration to see that, to see it outside of Matobo in other areas. So that is what it's about, the project. To reach out, to take it to other places, to other materials, textures, and bringing other artistic people also in the country. And then we go to circle and people will come back to this area. This is what it's about. This is why I'm very proud that we are standing on so many people's work. And we also know that this expansion into other arts, techniques and things will only be possible if you continue with your hut paintings. This is where you have your inspirations and where these designs come from. And you will bring new ones into the world. So I think this is the circle you want to go, always back to here, with new ideas going out again, and bring people back to meet you and see the place in your own home. So this is our contribution that we're trying to do. And there's one last thing I would like to say, which is very important to me and to us. This is a project that we do, and we do it full-heartedly, but projects come to an end. And either other people come in to continue with a new project, but even more so, this project, or what we are trying to contribute as an impulse, has to be 100% local. We want this to be a Zimbabwean, a Matobo, Bulawayo, Southern Zimbabwe project, and to continue beyond us. Beyond us personally, because we are, like all diplomats, moving on sometime, but also beyond the embassy being the midwives of this work. So we trust, like in other institutions involved, that they will continue. The National Arts Gallery is here, and this place is here. So it's important that this is going to go, as I said, 100% Zimbabwean Matobo. And for this, I wish you all success, and thank you for your work and for your contributions.
Thank you, thank you. My Beautiful Home competition. Come in front. Stevens.
Elandela nguThembi Ncube. Uthokozile Dube licela lisibize lena omaziyo.
Mina ibizo lami uSoneni Nyathi, ngivele eJeqe village ku 24. Ngingomunye wabomama ocombayo ngobuciko. Ubuciko lobu kuyabe kusithi kupenda kwakho kungabi mahlakahlaka, kube nithi ngesilungu. Ukucomba ngobuciko kuthi ubuciko bakho bukhanye kucikoze. Siyabuthelela izinhlabathi ngaso sonke isikhathi masiqeda ukuvuna. Siyasihle siqala ukuyathatha izinhlabathi, okunye sikugebhe emfuleni lilitshe, silibiza sithi umkhumence, siyawugiga siwugige. Bese susefa siwusebenzise wona uyaphuma lombala oluhlaza, ube khona iyelo la esigebha emfuleni lilitshe liyelo la siyaligiga siligige silisefe sibeke laphana. Ngabona inhlabathi zami sezigwanile sezenele, sengithatha icardbox ngisika indlela ipattern yami engifuna ukuthi ime ngayo, sengithatha icardbox lana ndiye emdulini nitresela kwenzela ukuthi into yami ibe lobuciko, ngoba ngaphonga ukwenza nje mrarara akusoze kube lobuciko lobe sibudingayo. Ebese penda ke ngobuciko ngisebenzisa izixubho zami zesintu omchekisani bonaba ngiyabahluba mbahlafunya ngathi ngifuna ukuxubha ngabo, semfaka lapha na lokho encheba ngicombe kube kuhle lami ngime lapha na mbona ukuthi akulamabala athonteleleneyo jwana libona nje ubuciko bangikhona ukubana kuhle kangakanani. Uhlelo lolu siyaluthanda, luyakwenza ungathanda ama line, luyakwenza uhlale ube something to do every time. Lukukhiphe busy, stress free nxa ungumama, noma uthi ubaba kakuphanga imali akula kudla ekhaya but engqondweni awubalisi kakhulu othi ucina usile depression. I-depression iyabulala omama kakhulu ngoba ekhanxa kungala kudla umama uyabe secabanga, ekhanxa kugula umama uyabe secabanga. But ngavele mbamba inhlabathi zami lezana kuyaphela lonke ukucabanga kakhulu. Ngizizwa ngikholisa ngalolu hlelo, ngiyafisa ubana siqhubekele phambili njalo. Khathesi sesithatha ama pattern lana ezindlu from heart to pot. I pattern lana engifaka endlini ngizayihambisa ku pot yami yama flowers, ebese lithenga lina selisiyahlanyela ama flowers. Senithola lamo kokuzincedisa, siyafisa ukwenza more, siyafisa ukuthi sithungoza ingcebethu sipende sisiya phambili nje. Ngifuna nje ukuthi sithole uxhaso le support kuwo wonke nje umuntu olesifiso sokuthi asixhase singomama. Siyathanda ukubonga kakhulu Veronique onguyakucungula lolu hlelo. Khathesi lama partnership asesincedisa lo Catherine onguyabuya lo mbono nalo owe painting from heart to pot. ngemva kokuba sicomba okweminyaka engu-10 imiduli yethu. Ngo-2022 ngoNovember sibe lobungane le-German Embassy eyiyo esinike umbono wokuthi imicombo yethu esemdulini singayisusa ezindlini siyise ezimbizeni esizazithengisa omama bathola imali. Khathesi sebekwazi ukusebenzisa i-paintbrush entweni encane kuyikuthi bona bebekwazi ukusebenzisa lezo zixubho kumbe ama-pulling socks emdulwini entweni enkulu. Ngalesi sikhathi omama bonke ngemva kokubafundisa senza ama-workshop angu-5 sile-German Embassy sebesenelisa ukuthi bazenzele bebodwa khathesi emzini yabo ngamaqembu ngamaqembu, bethengisa imbiza lezi bethola imali ebancedisayo emzini yabo ku-day to day lives zabo.
Ligela izwi ngxoxo exoxa ngamaxoxo eqhumukele emthonjeni. Ligela izwi ngxoxo exoxa ngamaxoxo eqhumukele emthonjeni. Ligela izwi ngxoxo exoxa ngamaxoxo eqhumukele emthonjeni. Axoxa ngexhegu elixhapha iqhaga lomrhiqo liqede ngentshebe zalo.
Kudulaza ingumba takatiti zakwa nabome nabotate takawana kuliyapo takakulatiwana bome nabo bokugube dzila zingumba zabo nevu kene pasi babe thamane ndobe yengombe
wasokusiya ngokulokhu kuphucuka mina ngiba lesikhathi seplan sokuthi ngiplane amabala amahle ngawayenza ekucombeni. Ngabethatha ibhuku lami lona lele plan ngiplana le paper. Semplana manje amabala lana abe sezibuyela wodwa. Sokubuya kodwa engqondweni ukuthi lokhu ngize ngiphethe sengikhipha into ecacayo. Lokhu ngawucabanga ngize ngikwenze lokhu ngacabanga ngisusela kuma caterpillars la amacimbi. Lapho engasusela khona ukuthi ngize ngicabange upenda into enjengale.
Mina ngivele ngihlala lokhu ngopopayi kwami okuncane but kuyangincedisa ngoba ngali le yiko ngopopayi uyenzile kukodwa iso mina bangincedise ngama colors lokwenza isitupu.
So ndakabe timuka phakela tinotolavu tishingisa vulichena lihaba ne le red kukuba makabagala ndi apa bethamashingo bakabe ndidana beti uyandi kudiye. So ndakagala ndi kuthama nangwenu bana bangu bandinogala nabo kunzi apa ndisimulula shinga ndoshinga nabo kene ndinotolavu ndinotsavu ndonda nabo.
Uhlelo lolu siyalwenza sonke isikhathi masiqeda ukuvuna. Siyabuthelela izinhlabathi ngendlela esifuna ngayo imibala. Sibuthelele ezinye izinhlabathi zethu sizithatha like kulelitshe elinye silithathe emfuleni esikubiza sithi umkhumenqe. Siyawugiga siugige. Siyabe senzela ukubalaza. Sibalaze siyakwanisa ukuthi singakubona ugqokile nje impahla siyayithatha thina sifake emdulini. And imidwebo yethu le mitsho yethu esindebeleni Siyakwanisa ukutshela ukuthi lokhu kumele umama, ikakhulu vele umdwebo leyikhuluma ngomama. Ukuthi lokhu kumele umama, isimo sikamama esilokhu, amabele kamama, amaphathi nje abomama. So omama nxa besenza lokhu balibala, ababile sizungu, ababilani, bakuthanda ukucomba. Luhlelo esilwenza yonke iminyaka. Siyakwanisa futhi ukuzenzela imibala yethu ngokuhlanganisa imibala. Ngathatha i-red, le-yellow, le-white, kuyaphuma omunye umbala. I-black sijayele ukuxhwathisa amalahle. Siyagiga, siwagige, siwapheke, sifake impuphu mbijana. Sokuphuma i-black yethu enhle. Esingathi ikhala umbala omnyama. Then okumhlophe uze sibe lokumhlophe nkenkenkenke. Siyayenza umlotha wakhona sisebenzisa inkuni zombondo kumbe ezomtswiri. Siyazibasa zizodwa inkuni leziyana. Singathola ke inkuni lezi umlotha lwana sesiusefa sikhipha amalahle lana. Siupheke futhi lawo njenge porridge. Useseba mhlopha ngathi white wash. Sesiqala sithatha thina sebenzisa izigodo le. Sidwebe emdulini, sidwebe indlela iphetheni yami engifuna ime ngayo. Ihlabathi zami zabe nilayinisile. Ama-brush la thina sabe sile mchekisana. Siyahluba umchekisana yeyo ama-brush ethu. Mfake la umbala oyi-red lapha, imbala omnyama lapha, oluhlaza lapha. Sengiqalisa ukupenda ngenhlabathi zeMatopo kuphela.
Ingasilethela uncedo ngoba ingasiphilisa. Njengathi thina singomama abazibonelayo. So nxa kuyikuthi isengigudula imbiza, uyakhana ihawukelwa kumbe ngomunye umuntu waseyithenga imbiza leyana. Sengile nzuzo ukuthi ngingadinga lokhuyana kungani kuyangishotela. So kuluncedo olukhulu kakhulu. Futhi njalo kuyasifundisa ngoba thina imbiza lezani sasizibona ogogo beyibo abazenzayo. Thina olutsha sasingakwenzi. Kodwa namhlanje lathi sesikwanisa ukukwenza.
Abantwana bazafunda ukuthi babone ukuthi imvelaphi yethu isuka ngaphi sisiya ngaphi. Iphinde itshengise umhlaba ukuthi leli lisiko lesintu sakithi ezweni lakithi.
Ngiyaziqhenya ngazo ngoba zinhle njalo omama baluthanda lolu hlelo. So uhlelo lolu sesithatha ama designs ethu from kumhati siwaletha kupot. Siwasusa kuhati siwaletha kupont. Namhlanje nje siyalaunch uhlelo lwethu lepot painting.